Hello everyone and welcome back to IMO Reviews, and today we're discussing Speak No Evil. Speak No Evil is an English remake of a Danish horror movie that came out 2 or 3 years ago with the exact same title. I must admit, I had no idea it existed. But ultimately, what Speak No Evil is about is a young couple and a child making a blossoming friendship with another couple and their child on a holiday. That friendship soon blossoms until we realise that these people might not be as nice and friendly as we thought they were. But let's start with the positives. The biggest positive in my eyes is James McAvoy. He is a very good actor, and especially when he gets a role like this with a lot of depth and complexity to it, something he can really sink his teeth into and bring to life. I thought he was outstanding in this film. It served as a real reminder of how good he really is, because sometimes when he takes these roles like Professor X, it's a little bit subdued, and you forget just how talented he really is. Very good work. I also thought the supporting cast were really good as well, particularly Mackenzie Davis. I thought she did a very good job batting back and forth and rallying with the insanity of James McAvoy's character. And it's in these moments I realised just how good the dialogue was. Everything that was being said was delivered so perfectly well, naturally, it felt believable, it was to the point, it made for gripping conversations, it made plenty of points in regard to its argument and the overall theme of the movie. It's clever, it's biting. I thought it had a real purpose to it. Sets and locations are also impressive, and it's also filmed very well in these sets and locations. There is an aura and an atmosphere to it, both good and bad, and I think they do a really good job of establishing that. You can understand why these people would feel comfortable here, but you could also understand why they wouldn't. I also appreciated just how subdued the music was. There wasn't an over-reliance on it. If something scary happened, there wasn't a big jolt of music to make you go, ugh. No, it was all very much kept to the background and just playing into the tone and overall feeling of each scene. I think the writer, the director, the cinematography, the whole team working on this movie showed a real level of competence and artistry. Very impressive and very refreshing to see, because I must admit I didn't expect much going in, especially after hearing it was a remake. But gladly I was wrong. This does have a pinch of funny games about it, and any of you who know me well know I absolutely love funny games. Don't get me wrong, it's nowhere near on the same level of it, but there is definitely a pinch of it. Which does bring us to the negatives, unfortunately. There's aspects of this movie where it tries its hand at comedy, and I just don't really know why. It does feel out of place, it does arrive out of nowhere, it does kill a lot of the good work and tension that the film has built up to that moment, for small gags that are smirk-worthy at best. And the more it did it, the more eye-rolling it became. It just really undercut that fear factor, and that's a real shame because it had done a great job of building that up prior. Now, despite my praises of the writing, I can't help but feel like we reach a point in this story where you just would leave and no longer tolerate this behaviour from this strange couple. It ends up feeling like these characters have made this decision because they're aware the plot has to continue, not because it's a logical decision. When I come away from this movie, and I won't go into spoilers, but when I start to think about the game plan, what James McAvoy was planning to do and how he was going to go about it, there's an awful lot of plot holes, actually, the more I think about it. Like, he assumed people would react the way they did, but what if they didn't react that way? The whole thing would have been completely kiboshed. There are a lot of conveniences and wild leaps of faith at times which just don't really work, and they could have been a lot smoother. And my final complaint is that I'm not entirely sure just how much rewatch value this movie has. Despite all the compliments that I've given it, and I do stand by those compliments, there's plenty of good things about this movie. Do I ever want to revisit it? Do I want to add it to my collection? I'm neither here nor there. I mean, I wouldn't mind it being there, but I'm not going to rush out to get it. And in that rewatch value, as someone who hasn't seen the original and doesn't mind a foreign movie, I feel far more inclined to go back and check out the original than to revisit this one. I'm going to give Speak No Evil a 7 out of 10. Thank you for watching this review. Please be sure to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and please do hit the comment section as well. Have you seen Speak No Evil? What did you think about it? Have you seen the original? Let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, if you haven't had enough of this crazy ginger, well, you can always click on these suggested videos right here and get yourself lost in an IMO wormhole. But if not, take care, and I look forward to seeing you on the next review.